For me, one of the biggest definitions of womanhood is the solidarity that I have with other women. So one thing that I just adore about being a woman is that I'm not alone. We're 51% of the world, and all of us have gone through the same trauma of being a woman, and no matter what kind of woman you are, we all have this in common. And so one thing I love about the female expression is that it's a community expression. I know that when I put my voice out there, I put my experiences out there, other women are gonna, understand. I think society tries, we're pushed to feel more isolated and that we're the only ones. We're pitted against each other all the time, but in reality, we're not, especially in industry where there's less of us. The bonds that we create with each other are like no other. There's no relationship like women supporting other women.
Our stories are finally being told, and our stories are finally being important, are becoming important. For so long, women were just afterthoughts in film. Maybe you have the femme fatale, but you always have the damsel in distress. But now we're in a position of power where we can start really changing the narrative and pushing the stories that we find important and that we want other people to see, which I think is really a good thing to remember as a woman in the filmmaking industry, because you're going to be talked about constantly. You're going to have people talking behind your back. You're going to have people talking about how bad of a job that you did, or that I could have done this better, or if I had done this, which, especially with men, you're going to get that a lot more, because other women, even if they were like, oh, I could have done this better, they're still going to go, how can I help you? They're going to come alongside of you. Let's make this better, or this is a good idea. How would we do that? And a lot of times with newer men in filmmaking, or the really old guys, you're going to have the, oh, well, they ruined this, or I don't like this, or I don't like this choice. So I think it's a really great time, because we can really fight against that in ways that we didn't have the opportunity before.
I think it's part of us, and I think it's our nature as women to, if we care about something, we're going to get emotional about it. It doesn't make it wrong just because the men in our society doesn't think it's right to act like that, or whatever the right way to act in that certain situation. But I think to us, it's just our natural and, like I said, our nature way of showing that we care about something. And it's okay to be emotional, because that just means we care. But to the men, they don't think that, and I think it's something that as women in our society, we're struggling with to deal with, because we have to kind of bottle our emotions and not really talk about what we're feeling about certain topics, whether it's about women in our society or whatever it is that we want to talk about. We feel like we have to hold their emotions and not feel like, oh, I can't cry in front of you because I feel like I'm too emotional, when in reality, if you feel something about something, then just be okay with how you feel about it,
I really hope there comes a day where we really can just not have a fear of expressing how we feel. And I really think that in society and what we say, and both in what we express in our art, and both in our films. I don't want there to be any shying away from hard topics. And, I think today there's a lot of, oh, we can't make this because it'll make a man uncomfortable, or, it'll make someone uncomfortable. But I think we need to share our truth and our opinions, and we have valid opinions. So I really hope there comes a day where we really can just say what we want and express what we want. I also hope that people become more aware of their subconscious actions towards women. I think that's a huge problem we have, is a lot of men go, oh, I'm not a sexist. I don't think, but I think it's a lot of actions that they don't realize they're making. It's a lot of patterns we've been, fulfilling from generation to generation that has kept falling through. I really hope to see changes in that. And I just hope there's more open space for women to create what they want and, make the art that they care for and say what they care for.